Now, another one we've got in here is a piece of cardstock that measures 6 inches by 8 inches. And I'll just show you the page we're making here. It's this one here, and all it is a piece of designer paper that's 6 1/4 by 8. So I'm just going to grab, now this is fairly thin paper, so I'm not going to use that one. Just going to grab a piece of this paper here. This is the Graphic 45 Christmas Past paper. Right, so I need it 6 1/4 inches. 6 1/4 by the 8 inches. Now what we're going to do with this is score at either end a 1/2 inch. Okay, and so we're at 6 1/4, so we need to score it 5 3/4, turn it around and score it 5 3/4, and then turn it around here, and we're going to score it at the 4 inch mark. Okay, now what we're going to do here is we're going to just miter these at the center there. I'm just going to miter those there, so you take out a wedge. Same with the other side. And then I also like to just angle a bit off each of these side bits so they don't show when you fold them over. Okay. So now we're going to make our pocket. Okay. So fold those over and score them. Right, now what we're going to do is get this 6 inches by 8 inches piece of cardstock, and we're going to adhere it right to the edge of that, so we've got enough room here for the binding. Okay, so I'll just put some liquid adhesive. Am I going to use liquid? Yep, I've got time to move, to work with it when you've got liquid. Okay, just in case you don't line it up too good the first time. Okay, so we need to line it up there and there, and I'm going to go right down a little bit more, not just inside that score line is where I'm aiming for, so that when you fold it up it's going to sit there nice and neat. Okay, and now we'll just put our glue on the other side. And what I might do with this one, because I didn't do it with the other one, is just punch a hole here. See, now it's a pocket. Just line it up, eyeball it, and there we go. Alright, go there. And that's upside down, so you need to probably be aware that when you're doing these sorts of pockets, if you've got a pattern that's directional, yeah, it's one side's going to be up the right way and the other one's going to be upside down. So if you're okay with that, fine. If you're not, well, don't use directional paper, I'm suggesting. Okay, now what I might do up here is grab a piece of lined paper. So we know this is 5 3/4 inches across, even though we cut it at 6 3/4. We actually used an inch for the flaps. Okay, so I want 5 3/4 by, I'd say 3 3/4. Okay, I'll do 3 3/4. There, get back on there. 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. No, 5 1/4, wasn't it? I might do just 5, I think. 5, okay. Now we'll just ink the edges of that. Okay, and then you could maybe do some stamping on this side or put some more lines along there. We can use the binder tool. There we go. So there's another page finished. So we now have our, no, not that one, where'd it go? That one and that one. Okay. Now, what else do we have? We have our tab, that's right. Then we have our paper bag. Then we have our pocket. Right. This shape here, I just used a piece of 6 by 8. What I did was I, in Microsoft Word, just drew some, typed up some lined, some lines there, so like lined paper in the landscape format, and that way we can use half of that. Well, one side can be the 6 inches by 8 inches, so we'll just cut that now. So we've got 6 inches by 8 inches, and we can use this for our plain sheets of paper. And then this one here, what I'm going to do with it, what I did and what I like to do is when I receive like if I'm in a mini album swap and I received some tags or something that I like that I don't have, I trace them and I make a template. Now I had a tag which was bigger than this, like it was basically a bit more up the top there and the same down the bottom and the sides. So what I wanted to do is to make the left hand side straight, the left hand and the bottom straight, and curve the top and the right hand side. So that's what I did. I just made a template for this. So I just traced it and then cut it out using my X-Acto knife. Now a lot of people are not too, they'd rather use their scissors, and that's fine. Either way will work. I'm just pretty hopeless when it comes to cutting out with scissors, but by all means, if that's what you feel comfortable using, go ahead.